Hey everyone, Dr. Matt Geller here. I'm here with my friend Dr. Pratik Patel, working at Weill Cornell on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. So, I had lunch the other day with an ophthalmologist and I was asking him about what is the connotation of optometry? How are we perceived now? And his remark was that the younger generation of ophthalmologists certainly, I think, has a more positive light and a more collaborative co-management type of light. But with you working alongside ophthalmologists all the time, you're kind of the type of individual who really needs to pave that way and be proactive and paint optometry in the best light. And it seems like you're doing that. Speak to that and perhaps your message to others working alongside ophthalmologists, because it's all about the collaboration for the best patient outcomes.
And it's very important, and I think in my residency in an ophthalmology setting or at a medical school initially, I learned quickly that when ophthalmology residence starts, there's not much knowledge of what is optometry. And so we are the gatekeepers discussing that, not only just seeing us in clinic, but just talking to them, getting a sense of what we know, also what we know now coming out of school. So that message could be sent to not just being in a medical center, but even working in a private practice with ophthalmology. I'm sure fellows or other residents will float through there. It's very important to spread that message of what we're learning in school now, and then what we can do to provide services to help their clinic as well. I'm sure they are very happy to have us around in that setting as well.
Any just kind of ways to help build the relationship when you're co-managing or working with an ophthalmologist, just things to keep in mind?
Keep in mind, I think it's communication, because you'd be surprised what they haven't been told. And so you may assume, that they've been told, even how long is our program, or
right.
Do you do residency, or what specialties are there, or can you do a specialty, or kind of focus on something. And so really just kind of have an open conversation and kind of, sometimes if they're in your clinic, just chat about what your specialty is, what your interests are, and you may bring in another conversation of, oh, this is what optometrists can also do. So I think it's very important just to kind of always have that conversation, open that up.
So have you learned anything from the other ophthalmologists that you're working with on a day-to-day basis that you'd like to share?
We in optometry learn a lot about the eye, or learn techniques with ourselves, with students, things like that. With ophthalmology, they go right into clinic or into rotations, and so you get to respect, from going to medical school, then going into residency right away. So they learn on the go, so you can appreciate that. And in addition, learning that what they see, they're not as phased. So sometimes when we see, a raging corneal ulcer, we may get panicked or something like that, and what do we do? What's the next step?
Yeah.
Being with them, you kind of calm down, you get a sense, okay, it's going to be okay, and the next step, either you treat or send out. So that peace of mind, or just not being as phased, makes a big difference being in that setting.
Thank you for sharing everything. I think it's really great that you're in this position and you're kind of a shining example for the young optometry crew out there, that these positions can be had. And thank you for representing us well, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.